All right, I'm gonna start this video over. I've been doing multiple little bits and pieces, and I realized it's gonna be like 100 years long, and I haven't even found anything good yet. I mean, I kind of have, right? So a friend of mine bought some land and was talking about this, and when he was bulldozing, he hit some rocks, flat rocks, like maybe the foundation or something. Also, up the hill from where I am, there is an old hand dug well. And so, obviously this is old. This looks like an old root cellar. Got that opening right there, and obviously the roof is gone. Anyway, so I got down here. Obviously there were a million briars, like you can just see everything piled up. So I cleared all that, started detecting, and of course I'm filming, right? And I had the 11-inch coil. I don't know what I was thinking. There that is. And I switched over to the 6-inch coil. Dug a nice big hunk of iron out of that hole. I'm getting ready to cover that up and then go around this old root cellar, and then probably go around the well also. Anyway, so just figured I would restart all this, and hopefully I will have something to show you, but I'll get back soon. I did find an old tea kettle over there, so if I don't find any good finds with a detector, that'll be the find of the day. I'll be back. All right, well, I want to call it quits on this site. I've been kind of detecting around, and over there where all the rocks were, where I showed you that hole that goes down, there really aren't any nails or anything. And if that was an old home site, I think there would be. So probably a really old root cellar though, and maybe we'll dig that up with some equipment just to see what happens. But anyway, I'm back here at this small root cellar, what would actually make sense to be a root cellar. And anyway, so I'm just loading up, and I'm gonna head up the hill and go detect that well. And I will mention that what I have been doing in the meantime is going around to these old trees, and I need to bury that a little bit better. But I'm going around to the older trees that I can find, and I'm just detecting around them. I'm not even putting my coil on the ground. It's not way up in the air, but it's not on the ground. And the idea there is that these old sites, going back to the turn of the century, these people, I mean, these sites could be old enough that it was in the 1800s before they really had any centralized banks in every corner of every street that didn't exist back then either. And so they buried their money quite a bunch of times. And so I'm kind of just looking for what type of a landmark might still remain. And I swing my detector. Chances are, if there's something there, it's going to be a little bit bigger, and I should get a signal. And then, of course, I can always zoom in, get a little closer, and figure out what's what. A minute ago, I'll put the picture at the end, but I was doing that around an old tree, and I did get a signal. Dug it up, and it looked like a handle off of a pail or something. It was iron, but it's kind of worth a shot. I don't know that that's the best way to do it. I kind of feel like it's not the worst way to do it, just because you're here, you've got a detector, you can get big signals, and big signals can mean either it's big or it's maybe something bigger that's deeper, and that might be something you want to dig. It's probably going to be something that will cause you to cuss a little bit, but it could be something that'll make you do the Walter Houston dance too. All right, well, I've been detecting around this well, and obviously I'm in the middle of what would appear to be nowhere, and then I got this. The last time I was in the middle of nowhere and got a sound like that, it was a silver quarter. So I'm going to attempt to do this one-handed. Need to dig in my pocket and get my tripod. The ground is hard, and there's a rock down there. Yeah. Okay. Just get the dirt. Probably that 31. It's probably going to be what they call iron wraparound. It's everywhere. It's going to be iron wraparound, quite likely. And that's just where that really big iron is just so big that instead of going to 0, it just comes all the way back around. Basically, like if you had a needle on some kind of a gauge and it didn't have a stop on it, too much pressure or something like that, the needle would come back around. So, all right, I'm gonna have to turn this off for a second. All right, well, so I was digging, trying to pull up that flat rock, which you can see I pretty much did. But then as I was moving the dirt out of the way, this is what came to light. So there's my high tone, brass, probably a gas cap or something like that. I'm finding more out here though than I did in the woods, so that's cool. And I haven't even gotten to the well yet, so we'll be there in a minute. All right, so I'm pretty close to the well. And right over here, I dug a half of a locket. Then I dug some little pewter hook or something. Then I turned around and dug a fancy butter knife, I guess it is. And as I'm going along, bammo, I get us 25. So I'm gonna film this best I can. And let's see what we got here. Because I haven't filmed the others, this will probably be trash now. Hopefully that'll be deep enough. Do that without cutting my toes off. Oh, I see it already. What's that? Well, it's the back of a lid, probably a mason jar. Yeah, there's glass in there. That is an old mason jar lid. Don't want to cut myself. It might have a marking on it. But anyway, yeah. So I haven't even gotten to the well yet. This is just kind of the teaser, I guess you'd say, for me as I go through. I just keep getting these high tones, so I'll be back with you in a minute. Let's dig it. All right. Get us some good piece of junk on camera. Oh, this ground is hard. Wait. All right, we'll shoot it halfway across the county. It's 24. Let's see what we got. Maybe it'll be an old penny. That would be awesome. Okay, ooh, I see something that's round. It's probably a button. There it is. Let me drop it. Okay. Yeah, it's a button. Oh, you know what? I have a little toothbrush. Get that. Not that I know how I'm going to use it, mind you. Let's put this right here. No, forget it. Hold on a second. All right, so this is a cool little button. It has some writing, and I sure can't read it with this camera. Maybe you can see that. Let me see what I made in USA. Miller. So it says Miller, made in USA. So there you go. Some people would get pretty excited about that. That's better than a piece of junk, but I want a coin. All right, so we'll wrap this up. I'm actually amazed for being an old house site. I really did not dig much iron. Yeah, some big targets and stuff. I didn't keep any of that. But it was really a high tone sort of a day. So whatever this Presto thing is, I don't really know. I think this is a mason jar lid, part of a mason jar lid. And this I thought was maybe half of a locket, but I don't think so. It has some color to it, so I really don't know what that was. Maybe a gas cap, right? And then here's that cool butter knife that I destroyed. I mean, it was bent pretty good, probably because I hit it with my shovel, I'm sure. Not made out of silver or anything, but pretty cool. So that's it for today. As I alluded to earlier, I have another adventure I'm going to go on. May or may not film that one. So appreciate y'all watching, and hopefully I can get more of these videos like this in 2023.